Well, it automatically posts our liveness.
I meant like I'm gonna share it from our page to my page.
Oh, okay.
As a liveness. Hello, everybody. We're live.
As one does.
Okay. Hey, I'm curious what kind of little fire pit that was.
BioLite.
Was that a cast iron fire pit?
No, it was a BioLite. So their stoves are really cool. They burn wood. The stoves do. The fire pit does too, obviously. But it's got a thermocoupler in it. And it like charges itself. It's got a fan in it. So like you can burn sticks and shit and get this thing going like a normal backpacking stove.
Oh, nice.
So that's the OG product. They since made a fire pit. So that folds up. It's got a fancy carry case, but it's got a blower motor battery pack on the end, and it's got tubes running through it. So like you get that thing started and crank up that fan, you go like 0 to drawing smoke. Like it touts itself as smoke free, and it's pretty close.
I was getting our fire going the other night, and the best thing that I have ever found to stoke that damn fire was Ben's bubble blower. without the bubbles, it is perfect.
Dad at his house in Valdosta, he had obviously a bunch of pine trees and stuff, so he'd just about every 2 weeks have to burn a shit ton of pine straw, and would originally prop his like leaf blower up to like just turn that thing into a torch, but then got one of those big like industrial fans that he just kept trained on it to burn it down.
This was like just enough of like a dull blow to get right under it, and it was just like perfect.
Well, and I was burning you'll have to see it. So in the guest room, turned that bed into a Murphy bed. So I built the cabinet and everything, and had a bunch of leftover plywood scraps. And I was like,
aren't you so handy?
I was like, well, hell, I'll just burn those. So we've been burning friggin' kiln dried pine and maple plywood for that shit burns hot and fast.
Oh my god, yeah. I forgot what I brought home the other day. The guys, I think I brought home, like I was burning logs of bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea.
And that stuff takes forever to catch, but once it does, it do. What you sipping on there, little stag?
No, so this is Koval.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Single barrel rye. This was a Jigs pick, cask strength. The label says 110, but this says cask strength, so I don't know who to believe. But they called it, you'll appreciate this, they called it Ryden.
There you go.
It doesn't actually contain lightning.
That's kind of like the Knob Creek's store picks that say they're 9 years old, and then on the side it says it's 15.
Yeah, they've done.
It's the label, you know.
They've gotten a lot better with those labels.
Or the OG ones
for the single barrel selects.
I'm sipping a little Grapevine Private Select, the old elk that I picked up from Sister Jigs.
The random old elk.
Yeah, 51.95%.
That's Dickel. 5 years. The Dickel single barrels all say 9 years. And the one of them that I have is 11 years. And so like he raised hell with Dickel because he's like, this isn't 9 years old. So they made up a bunch of tags for him to put on the neck of the bottle.
I've got that. I'm gonna drink me a little ECBP, you know, to really destroy my esophagus.
Yeah, I've got this. I'm gonna finish the night with that. Oh, I poured them in the wrong damn glasses. And I'm drinking Starlight.
Yeah,
repping the Sauterne finish.
I just saw Jonathan from Drink Good Liquor post like some kind of picture with that because he picked that VDN bottle that I got,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like right up next to a bunch of limes and to a bunch of oranges and some cinnamon sticks, and I was like, yeah, orange wine, Christmas.
It was mold spice.
It said the label on it says picked by Liquor Picker.
I'll leave that one alone.
The liquor picker.
Not gonna touch that.
I would. Anyway, for those who are joining, I think we got one lonely soul out there. Come say hi. Tell us what you're drinking. And Eric and I are gonna destroy our palates with cask strength whiskey and talk a little horse shit for a little bit.
God dang, my tonsils are on fire. Today was part.
You got the rabies.
Part 8 of cleaning out the garage, and I don't know about you, but our car's already covered in pollen, and it's just destroyed my sinuses, and like my throat's raw, and even at 108, 112 proof, this hit the back of my throat, and I was like,
you have pollen, and it's like 30 degrees right now.
The weather does what it wants. It's gonna be freaking 80 on Thursday.
I saw that.
I little 40-degree swing from yesterday, but
oh my god, the 30-degree swings is what gets my nostrils bad down here. It's because it's like I don't know. I don't maybe it's a lot more where I'm at here, but it's like it's like 80 and 50. Like that's the weather in in Christmas time around here. It's just like
well, like I did an allergy test when I first moved here like 6 years ago, and like the things that popped the hottest were like oak, mold, and Bahia grass. And that
and you moved to Florida.
Yeah, that's pretty much Florida, so
I was looking at that Ardbeg cup, that I got, and I was like, man, that was some Tom Duggery when I swooped in like a bandit by your house and dropped off a bottle in that cup.
Yeah. I was like, oh look, I got a cup. I think I drank Ardbeg that night out of that cup.
I love that cup. That's like OG camping cup.
So I just rearranged my shelves, and I'm looking at my bottle of Connemara. This year, we've got to find some actual Irish whiskey to drink.
All right.
I'm not talking about Jameson.
getting blind drunk.
Jameson or Patty O'Malley's or whatever, but like
I will make a request to get us a cask strength Irish whiskey.
Well, you find it, we'll do it.
Well, they make it. It's called Redbridge.
Well, no, they got like the
Red Breast. Not Red. I'm thinking of that fucking sorghum beer.
Yeah, no, and they got like their like Redbreast. They got like 12-year age statement and stuff on like the low end. So
their fancy stuff's called that Lustau edition. I think that's what everybody likes on that one. Let me just type in the old Google machine. Cask strength. Haha! Surprise, motherfucker! Ha! It's Sloan.
What is up, my friends?
Well, there he is. All right.
I didn't tell Miller.
I'm surprised.
Surprise!
It's like it's like that porno meme where it's like the accidental anal, and it's like right before it goes in, he goes, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
I took a turn.
Right.
You know I'm good for it. What's up, Sloan? Welcome. Are you? But you're back in the States, right?
Absolutely. I've been back. I got back October 1. I've been back for a hot minute now. So
I knew you got back. I didn't know you stayed. I thought you were like,
absolutely.
on your deployment to that awful place
my Uncle Sam vacation that he sent me on so graciously.
I was talking to a buddy of mine who was in the Air Force. I said, "Yeah, my buddy got deployed to Germany." He goes, "That wasn't deployment."
I put it in air quotes every single time that I say
it. Oh shit! No, so we were Eric and I were talking because we've got our Cast Strength podcast coming up here pretty soon, and we recorded about 60 minutes of it last night, and we still didn't touch on all the subjects.
Wow.
And so we talked about it, and we were going to get. I'm echoing.
Well, I mean, you know how we get.
Yes,
we do.
We were going to get you on later for our part 2 for someone who is not a whiskey nerd like we are, and your opinion on Cast Strength whiskeys. Because we can argue in an echo chamber all day long, but it's not in our nerddom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys know that I'm always down to try something new, or even if it's something that I'm familiar with, hopping on and drinking and talking about it.
We as the night waned on last night, it was you could tell the Cast Strength whiskey was taken into effect as we were drinking. We started talking about. I said I wish I had the recording, or I wish I had the foresight to record.
I remember that.
I wish I had the foresight to record the Zoom eulogy that we did for Mr. Ed, because it just ended up with Will Erickson being drunk and calling out Brandon Clive,
which was also hilarious.
I was like, this kid ain't had balls his entire life, and now when he's feeling 6 foot tall and bulletproof and 400 miles away, and he is
right
throwing darts.
I'm bulletproof, or used to be.
Not 6 foot tall, but
never been 6 foot tall. Not even on a good day.
So Sloan, give us some little updates on. Did you have some big whiskey times over there in Germany? What was going on?
So actually, I spent my time over there actually stepping a little bit away from whiskey for a change. Trying some different stuff. Of course, drinking a decent bit of beer while I was over there.
Of course.
But also got into drinking a little bit of gin.
Yes, sir.
So that was definitely something a little different. I definitely channeled my inner Snoop Dogg and was drinking some gin and juice quite often.
You gotta channel your inner Van Burkhalter and drink gin and Coke. Hey, it ain't bad.
You had to catch yourself. You said ain't that bad, which means it actually is.
I've got gin and I've got Coke.
It's better than Mexicola, which is tequila and Coke.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that one.
Wow.
Call that one the hot snakes.
But of course I had a bottle of, regular old number 7 Jack Daniels on the shelf for when I just wanted Jack and Coke and relax after work, whatever. But yeah, tried a lot more beer than I normally drank while I was over there, just because that's kind of the environment.
That's like going to Milwaukee and drinking Bud Light. If you got to go to Milwaukee and have the Milwaukee beers,
accurate.
If you're going to Germany, you need to have some German beer.
Yeah, so it was definitely enjoyable. Stepping away from just the norm and what I drink, and that made me. When I got back, it was okay, let me sit down and actually decide what I wanted. And, Simpson, if you recall, I sent you a message or called you or something. And I was like, hey, for someone that's wanting to try something different, that's not Jack Daniels, I was like, yo, what do you recommend? So, I picked up.
He told you Wild Turkey, didn't he?
No, I told him no Wild Turkey.
He caveated before I even spoke. It's not Wild Turkey.
Yeah, so I had picked up several different things. One of my favorites is actually what I'm drinking on now. Mind you, this is some pretty high octane stuff, but good old Chattanooga whiskey.
Ooh, yeah, the 111, right?
So yeah, 111. So
nicely done.
It's got a decent little punch to it, but it is definitely.
That's a nice one.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you to get? I can't remember.
Let me look.
I think it might have been Evan Williams Bald and Bond.
That's another good one.
Yeah. If he asked me that question, I'm pretty sure that was one of my go-tos.
The Simpson recommendation when I got back was a Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
That was it.
Yep.
I told Eric right when he left. I said I might have been Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Yep, that was it. Which, I mean, solid choice. And definitely not one that breaks the bank or anything else.
Yeah, affordable, not bad. Has your proof. It's those 100 proof Bottled and Bonds are the golden. They're like the middle ground for anything you want. It's like it's good enough to have it neat. It's good enough to have it on the rocks. Good enough to have it in a cocktail. Like it's kind of like the perfect,
absolutely
little go-to whiskey there. So you're sipping the 111 tonight, right?
Absolutely, Chattanooga whiskey with just the tiniest splash of Coke in it, just because I had it left over from my Jack and Cokes earlier.
Hey, go. Hey, I've always argued with people on that are anti-mixing whiskey. It's like, hey, the guy that created Pappy Van Winkle says that the better the whiskey, the better the cocktail. So why would you make yourself a shitty cocktail? Use good whiskey.
Crappy and crap out.
I was like, oh, there is logic in there.
Absolutely.
So Sloan, craziest thing you ate over there, or best and worst?
Ooh, I don't know if I can really say that I had anything that was bad while I was over there, to be honest. And I tried several things
big, like
that
meat
were
and potatoes type of guys, aren't they?
A decent amount of vegetables and whatnot. Think stuff that you're gonna have if you're like on a farm.
Okay.
Which, mind you, I was in Stuttgart, so it was literally I had the option of pretty much anything. I mean, I was in the home of Mercedes-Benz and Porsche, so you name it, I could get it. But my go-tos while I was there on Sundays were Turkish doner kebabs, because Germany pretty much shuts down on Sunday.
There you go.
Think of the country of Germany being Chick-fil-A. It's just closed on Sunday. Nothing's open with the exception of Turkish restaurants. So Turkish doner kebabs were kind of the Sunday go-to.
And that weird cologne was coming out of the restaurants every time you walked.
I took a shower normally once I got home. But one of my go-to places while I was there, which nobody would ever expect in the middle of southern Germany, was actually a Jamaican restaurant.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, met a guy that owned a Jamaican restaurant there. His name was Patrick. He was actually from Jamaica, moved to Germany like 10 years ago, and it was always his dream to open a little restaurant. So I had Jamaican jerk chicken and Red Stripe beer, and I mean it was definitely wonderful.
Eric, was your dog moving your camera?
Yeah, she was getting comfortable on the couch.
Okay. I thought that was a random fault line break over there in Gainesville.
I figured his significant other was in there messing with him.
Just walking up, eyes up like Wilson. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're trying to destroy our palates here with cast strength whiskey, and we was pretty deep in the pantheon the other night. It was pretty intense. And that now other than Jack Barrel Proof, Richard, have you dove much into the cast strength world?
In Chattanooga,
not really. Not one of those that I'm super familiar with. Most of my stuff is just the standard off the shelf. Not necessarily anything austere or different. It's basically what I drink is the main product of a brand.
Gotcha.
With the exception of Jack Daniels, of course. My everyday sippers from Jack Daniels are the Barrel Proof and the Sinatra Select, which is if
he sticks his pinky out when he has it.
yeah, I mean, if you got an extra doll hair or two running around your house and you don't know how to spend it, Sinatra Select is definitely the way to go, but it definitely sets you back. It's right around $130 a bottle.
Is that it? Hell,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's it. Pocket change.
Hell, we can get that tomorrow.
Here's the $1 million question though, or the $130 question. Is it worth it?
Ooh.
Is it $100 difference than the normal offering?
When you had your first sip, were you like, really?
I was impressed when I had my first sip.
Okay.
It is smooth. When you get that like pepperish aftertaste from Jack Daniel's, that nice little bite afterwards, the Sinatra Select doesn't have that. It is just straight smooth. It's down the hatch, and there's no burn to it to me.
What proof is it? If you know off the top of your head.
I think it's like 90 to 100. I think it's close to
that. It is 45%, so 90 proof.
90 proof. Okay, that's solid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a nice, pretty bottle. It comes in a gorgeous box, and it also comes with a nice little booklet that tells you about Jack Daniel's and Frank Sinatra's relationship. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's definitely their high end. Is it worth the $100 difference? I can't say that it necessarily is, but it's worth trying, most definitely. It's one of those that if I were to go out of town and come over to Florida and visit you guys, if I knew that was on a stop, I'd definitely bring it with me. I don't know if I would buy each of you a bottle of it, but I would definitely bring it with me.
I've always said that about limited edition whiskeys. Eric knows my golden rule is I've never had a whiskey that tasted better than $100. I've always had that rule. However, I paid plenty more than that for whiskeys, but you're paying like I pay for sharing that with good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I pay for that whiskey for. It's like, I've given Eric some just like shit that was out of the 70s, just like old stuff that nobody, like, I'm not gonna have Joe Blow over here like, hey, try this, 1970s Wild Turkey. I'm like, all right, Eric, I got some shit for you.
Cuvée Lafayette.
I got some shit for you to drink. But yeah, now I've had some stuff that I've paid $250 for that I had a $20 bottle that kicked its ass. That it can range ridiculous. So I understand, like, and especially with Sinatra Select, the whole 9 yards with that bottle. Like, I could see that that's like, all right, boys, let's break out the Select. Let's pour us a couple of fingers and let's get a little weird.
Well, it's like, my Knob Creek 15 that is $50 more than 15-year-old store pig, right at $100. And I don't know, I go back, I think it's worth $100. But even then, that's one that only gets brought out for special occasions or Tuesdays or whatever I feel like.
Days that end in Y.
Days that end in Y, yeah.
So I was drinking the Starlight Sauterne finish, so just traditional bourbon. It may have been their high rye mash bill, I don't know. Who picked it? Ted, so probably not.
Ted.
Well, because Ted's the dad, and then Blake and Christian are the brothers, the 8th generation.
Poor Ted.
And they each have kind of their own flavor profile. So I'm sorry, I'm a Starlight nerd. So then I switched to my Chattanooga, and so I was reading this bottle about the mash, and it's yellow corn, malted rye, caramel malted barley, and honey malted barley. So I took a nose of this. It smells like Sugar Smacks.
Yeah.
Dig them. I was like, holy shit, it's Sugar Smacks.
The diabetes PC crowd had renamed it to Honey Smacks, but the Sugar Smacks was much better.
That damn frog or lizard or whatever he was.
It was definitely a frog.
Apparently, in a sugary ass cereal, you can't write sugar on the front of the cereal.
I love that stuff. Can you still find it? Do they still make it?
It's Honey. It's Honey Smacks now.
Okay.
It's the same shit. It's the same cavity ridden cereal that's amazing, but it's just called Honey Smacks. You know,
I say that as I eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch almost every morning for breakfast.
Yes, I've mowed through some Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Lucky Charms this week.
I was a Reese's Puffs whore.
As one does in their 30s.
I quite enjoyed some Reese's Puffs back in the day. Oh, I forgot. So Sloan, did you end up getting that Jack bottled and bond?
Indeed, I did. It's downstairs on my nightstand. I have not cracked it open yet, and I'm actually gonna check tomorrow when I have to go into work, and I'll be on base and see if they've got a couple more bottles. If they do, I'm gonna pick each of you up a bottle of that, because I know that that's not a super common thing. I mean, it was the first time I'd ever seen Jack Daniel's bottled and bond. So if they still got a couple bottles on a shelf, then I'm going to pick each of you up a bottle, because you guys know that I'm the Jack guy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's only in it's only in bases and duty free shops, I think.
I mean, it's possible. I have no clue. I haven't even looked up like background of like where all they are yet.
Yeah, I think like down the road they're going to come out with it nationally, but that's kind of usually what these places do is it's like Wild Turkey did this past year. So Wild Turkey has a 13-year product that's called Father and Son, and it's only sold in a liter, and it's only sold in duty free shops and airports. The reason they did that is because they had an excess of 13-year whiskey. Whether or not it tastes good or not, it's like
I wish I had an excess of 13-year whiskey.
It's just like it's like selling it here, and everybody over in America is like, sell it here, damn it. Oh my god.
Rich, you by any chance lay hands on the Jack Daniel's 10-year-old?
I have not. I have not even seen that. So
I have an opportunity to get one.
It was in a store here for like a hot minute, and I missed it.
So it's definitely one of those that right now I can't leave because of the position that I'm filling in at work. That won't be until like mid to late March, but I am planning a Lynchburg road trip.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I very vividly remember there being a lot more stuff in their store than what I see on my shelf every day. So,
well, Virginia too is a Tennessee. It's two. There's two Lynchburgs. I was about to say Virginia is a control state. That's probably why you don't see
Jack Daniel's Virginia whiskey.
Could have happened. The muddled history of whiskey in this country. you don't know. Oh Lord. Now I was talking to a buddy of mine who had done a couple of Jack Daniel's single barrel picks, and he said them when they were talking to the master distiller there, they were like, yeah, he goes, we don't keep anything hardly. We don't age stuff hardly here. You know, once it gets like 5-6 years old, it's too much of a gamble, and we crank it out of there. 5 years later, they call bullshit because they come out with a 10-year product, and then those Coy Hills were 9 years old, and it's like, yeah, they've got some whiskey hanging around. So
oh yeah, I'm sure that they've got some barrels floating around there in Lincoln County that are.
I think they said that. They said that 10
years.
I think they said that 10-year-old Jack was the first age stated Jack in like 70 years.
Wow,
or something like that. It's been forever since they actually done one, but because that kind of blew everybody's mind.
I'll be honest, Coy Hill can fuck off. I'd do some sketchy things for that single barrel proof rye though.
Yeah.
Whew.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that Coy Hill? Have you heard about that?
Mm-mm.
Richard, like 140 something proof or something.
Oh, yeah.
High proof.
9-year-old 144.6 proof.
Or you just pour you a glass of
Jack
gas and call it a day.
Now, did you say that was also a rye?
No. So
They did a bourbon and a rye.
Okay.
Yeah, so Christmas of 2020 was the release of the single barrel proof rye. And then this past year was the Coy Hill, the JP8 on steroids.
I was gonna say 140 proof. I could put that in my car. Like, that's horsepower.
I've got a couple of bottles that are that high, but with Jack that high.
Tastes good, cleans carbon off your spark plugs.
Oh, Eric, did I tell you the trouble that Drink Good Liquor got in for that Obtainium?
Yeah, they called it hazmat, but they didn't put the hazmat sticker on the box.
Right, and so they got popped with back transport fees.
That's hilarious.
Because of transporting a hazardous material.
I'll be honest. I mean, I like the novelty of it, but it's not very good.
Oh, it's not good at all. And it's like it burns me up inside, literally and figuratively, that when those people are like, "Oh man, the stuff we're talking about, Richard, is light whiskey." So it was a product that came out called Obtainium Light Whiskey, and light whiskey basically is them aging a vodka versus a corn whiskey or something like that to be a bourbon. So it was distilled at a much higher proof, so they could get it that high.
Gotcha.
Well, it don't meet the parameters of what a bourbon could be. Eric's got one,
and it just says light whiskey.
Yeah. So light whiskey got created when vodkas and gins in the 70s were kicking bourbon's ass in the market. So the bourbon distillers actually went to the government and got this new category created called light whiskey. And so it's actually a legit category. And that was their way to compete with vodka and gin, because it was a much lighter version of the roughneck bourbon that they were making. So they could appeal to like the Vietnam crowd, I guess you could say.
Interesting.
We lost a lot of good men over there. When I went on that business trip back in 90.
It was a bloodbath.
You say that makes me want to drink the hard stuff.
So, I mean, it's I think
it smells like witch hazel.
This plays into that proof whore movement that we talked about yesterday. But I mean, it is 13 years old. 13 years old. Mine is like the second release of it, so it's not the full bore hazmat, but it's 134.8.
Wow.
And I'll tell you shit, I'll pour some. I don't even care.
Well, and at that point, Richard, the light whiskey compared to like a normal distillate that you're putting into a barrel, they have like redistilled that a couple of times, so they're basically just aging ethanol,
right?
And not and kind of stripping the grain taste out of it. So you're basically drinking aged alcohol versus aged distillate that has some alcohol in it.
Well, I spilled it and it burned a damn hole in my table.
But for some strange reason, it has become a fad lately, and I don't know why. But it's funny that they are releasing it at that age, because it obviously tastes like shit when it's younger.
It's very obviously MGP. I mean, it says on the bottle it's MGP, but it smells like MGP still. It's got that weird saccharine sweetness, and jet fuel, carb cleaner.
Light whiskey. I will happily say that Wild Turkey did not give in to such demands and never made a light whiskey, so they can fuck off.
Who was it that took their whiskey and like filtered the shit out of it so it was clear? Was that Beam?
Beam.
We don't talk about that. It was a dark time.
So instead of making the light whiskey,
Hey, I'm
Wild
not
Turkey
I'm not
made it-
gonna lie. This sits on my table.
there you go.
Is that the
The vanilla.
oh, I like Beam.
And the only reason is I like vanilla Coke.
There you go.
I love vanilla Coke. That's
I
It
love-
also tastes really good in root beer.
well, there you go.
Tell you what you need to do. And there's like 18 different versions. Go get you the Buffalo Trace bourbon cream, the Ezra Brooks bourbon cream, whoever make like there's like 8 varieties. Throw that in some root beer. That should change your life,
Turns it into a root beer float.
but it'll get you drunk.
It'll get you drunk.
I mean, yeah, this is nothing more than, hey, you guys want to try some 134 proof whiskey? I mean, it's not bad.
It's not great. It's not.
Yeah. It's not that good. I wish I had the one with the hazmat sticker on it so that it at least looked good sitting on my shelf, but I guess I can buy one of those off the internet.
Hearing people's tasting notes on that stuff as it is, it lets me know that because of
He
how
never wants to drink it.
right, well, it's like they say it's a butterscotch bomb. It's a butterscotch bomb. Well, butterscotch.
No, it's
Butterscotch is a sign of a youthful whiskey. So it took 13 years for that product to taste youthful.
so you talk about a long finish. It's still finishing, like or burning a hole in my esophagus. I don't know.
I don't think it's finishing. I think it's curing.
Now, I would be interested if Miller could swish it around in his mouth and exhale onto a lighter if we would get a little fireball off of it.
Hold on. We can make this happen. I got the
No, I like
140
my
proof shit.
Oh, god damn, it's like mouthwash.
Stand by. We're going to make this happen.
Ah, my tongue. I got numb tongue.
What he didn't notice was that was a ploy to get him to hold it in his mouth as long as possible.
You son of a bitch. Yeah. Now I have to taste it.
Yeah,
Now,
you can't just throw it back
weird.
in the back of your throat.
It's real, like Eric's right. It's like witch hazily and herbal and just like, I don't know. It's like you gargled a bottle of astringent or something. It's just, I don't know. It's like it's
73.5% alcohol.
yeah. It's like it should be an acne remedy or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you were about to see is a stunt performed by not a professional.
Y'all don't
Please
try
do
this at
not
home.
try this at home.
Eric's about to burn his house down and get divorced.
I'm about to try this at home.
See, if I spit it over here, I'd spit it on my couch, and I like that couch.
Damn it.
It was worth a shot.
What was the best case scenario in that?
I think the best case scenario happened.
It just put the lighter
Shit.
out.
Man, now I want to try it to see if I can get it to work. Damn you, you're a bad influence on me, both of you.
This is going to be like a middle of the week short that pops up.
Oh, I'm going to try it. I'll try it outside. I guarantee that.
I was playing with fire. Literally, I've got a shag carpet. This was about to get. This could have gone terribly.
At least the
that-
outside of your house is built of brick.
Oh, that's nasty.
It's it's a whiskey you bring to like a party, and you're like, hey guys, look what I got. And everyone's like,
It's the shit that you
"Whoa."
make. It's the shit that you make Caribou Lou with.
It's a punch.
I want to sneak in. I want to sneak into like a college party because I can still look the part and be like, "Hey guys," and just start dumping it into whatever the shit that they're drinking now. Oh no, they all drink that fucking Truly and sparkling ass.
The Claw.
The White Claw culture.
I like the Claw. It's pretty tasty.
I'm not a fan. I don't like seltzers. I don't know.
It
At that point, I'd rather have damn Coke.
make me feel full.
You're silent, Richard.
Kendra's got a
I've
couple
yet to
from
find a seltzer that I actually like. Yeah, I've got this nice mute button on my microphone.
Kendra's got a couple from that Wild Basin out in Colorado. And they've got some pretty good non-traditional flavors that I really like. But yeah, by and large,
cannabinoid flavor and dank.
Sweetwater makes one, and it's like
Bong water.
It's a 420, but they make it with a strain of hops that is like the closest cousin to marijuana that you can get, and it is dank. It is dank and delicious.
This video is going to be just like cut out and used for a fire safety video for the Boy Scouts. We have 3 Eagle Scouts on here. Drinking whiskey, spitting at fire.
Problem.
My parents said I could be anything I want, so I became a professional retard.
I keep as I was doing that, I was thinking of me witnessing Chris Deal get fired for flicking matches at a spike bucker. That's all I could think of. Hey, watch this.
And then they turned around and hired him back the very next year.
Yeah, fool me once.
Shame on you. Fool me twice. We don't get fooled again.
Oh God.
I mean, that's almost as good as you got people like me and Mike Tedder who tried to quit and they wouldn't let us. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I remember I bunked with you that first year, and you disappear in the middle of the night and come back with like a jean jacket and a bullet sash or something. I was like, I don't even want to know what the fuck's going on over there.
Because we were the punk kids.
Punk rock gods.
Mike Tedder, punk rock god.
The punk kids of Northwest Georgia.
I don't know what I was thinking. My wife will tell you that phase never existed.
Oh bullshit! There's picture proof I posted the other day with that skunk hair.
if she wants to ever have sex with you again, it sure doesn't.
Yeah, anytime there's a picture, anything that pops up, she's like, "That didn't happen.
You're cut off." No.
It's like no. This was Richard. That's the Richard I know. Yeah, the Richard I know did this. The Mike Tedder I know was this little punk rock god that wore skinny jeans and then lived in a camper for a year and a half in Gilmer County. That's the Mike Tedder I know.
Hey, if she can't handle your punk rock godness, she doesn't deserve you at your productive member of society NCO status.
How cool I thought I was back then with like all of like 3 tattoos, and I was like the coolest kid ever.
Your Jesus tattoo is still the best on the planet. That's still the best one.
That one's pretty cool. That's really cool.
The one that everybody thought was like a tribal dragon. I'm pretty sure Dave Abernathy still thinks it's a dragon.
Turned out to be Jesus, didn't it?
It worked.
The best thing, Eric, I don't know if you didn't have much of this encounter, but I know Richard did. The best thing is whenever you personally had like something great that you were proud of or some great idea, and then you told D-Hart about it, and then D-Hart just made you feel so insignificant about what you did. I remember Richard came up to me one time and was like, "Hey, D-Hart, look at my tattoo." And he's like, "Oh, what is it?" He goes, "It's Jesus." And he goes, "I don't look like Jesus." He goes, "It's a tribal." He goes, "That ain't a tribal."
What tribe?
Well, fuck. I can't get it removed now. You know. This coming from the guy that has a effing meat tag tattooed on his.
No kidding.
and a brand.
Picture that man without his shirt on because he has like identifying marks on him that like is personally identifiable information, I guess is the way of putting it.
I'm gonna get my social security number tattooed on my rib cage.
And to add to the pantheon of that is D-Hart, the D and the Heart brand.
The brand.
I love that man to death, but good God.
If I had a name like that, I would probably do that too.
Yeah, it's kind of it's ready made.
You do have a name like that, but I don't see a dick on your back.
It's actually tattooed on his.
But a little bit to the left, and it's really funny when you stand outside 3D movies naked.
It curves a little bit, and when you're out in the cold, it actually spells ick.
Ooh, damn, that rye is good.
That Koval.
Those are words you'll never hear come out of my mouth.
Damn, that rye's good.
Yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Not even Jack Rye.
No, not even Jack Rye. Mind you, it's one of those that I can appreciate the time that goes into it, and I understand like why people do like the taste of it. But for me and my taste buds, it's just a no bueno.
I feel you there. I'm not a huge. Eric knows I'm not a big rye drinker.
No, that's I'll go for any and everything. I'll go, black pepper rye. I'll go ginger rye. I'll go pine tree rye. Like I don't give a shit.
I like Kentucky ryes, but other than that, I don't just actively seek them.
But it's because
surprise, I like Wild Turkey's ryes, but
Wild Turkey's got a good rye now. It's because in my drinking whiskey, rye was the saving grace from stuff that was just way too sweet, like Woodford Reserve. Like when I had rye after that, I was like, oh, okay, this is what it could be.
Gotcha. So my introduction to rye, and this is probably what partially burned me on it, and in all reality, I need to get a decent rye and try it again separate. Is I did the Angels tour at Jack Daniel's distillery, and they give you all of their top whiskeys. Like I think it's the 5 top whiskeys, and you end up getting like a quarter of a shot of each. Right. About a quarter of an ounce of each. So that way you're trying all this stuff. And like the 4th one, I think it is rye. And it's just like you're tasting sweetness. Boom. And it's like straight up like fist, no lube. Like, and they tell you like it's going to taste a little bit different. And I'm just like, so it's funny. Like the vlog that I made with my best friend when we went, like, that is the one you see us like trying the different ones, and we're all smiling and giggling like after the different ones. And then we try the rye, and you just see my best friend just go and turn into this like melting ball of who knows what.
Eric, you know that Nathan Rita?
I don't think so. I can't see. Maybe.
They think you're cool.
Hey, bud.
Cool as hell.
What you got? Oh, right. What is that?
We went on a distillery tour in it's called Moonrise Distillery. It's over in Clayton.
You want some whiskey?
And
okay.
It was middle of the week. We always do our like big fall vacations where we'll do like Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're getting like a 6-day vacation, but only taking 4 days of vacation.
Right.
Smart man.
Yeah. So it was like Thursday, we're at the distillery doing the distillery tour. We're the only ones there. Hold on, let me make Ellie comfortable.
I do that too. I'll do a Thursday through a Monday deal because my Fridays are half days and I don't have to take that time off. So I only have to really take like a day.
So we go through and it's just me and Kendra, the master distiller. And he's explaining the process, has a biochem background, like super cool, super knowledgeable, takes us into the Rick house. And he's like, we were also signed up for the tasting, like right after that. He's like, I'll give y'all something that you don't get on the tasting since we aren't going to get to do any toasts or anything there. And pulls out this bottle from under the counter, pours us each a little sample. And, we toast everyone who came before us, who made it all possible and all that, and drink it. And Kendra's like, oh, that's real good. That's nice and smooth. And he looks at me, he's like, you know what it is, don't you? I was like, that tastes like a cask strength rye. He's like, that's exactly what it is. I pulled it out of the barrel like half an hour ago. and like it was
That's dope.
smooth. It was like sweet and and it just like it was that good rye that had some of that black pepper and some of that ginger to it without any of that like gah.
I've had
I
some.
love
I've had some ryes recently. Eric and I were talking. I've been some of the ryes I've had. Some of them were from Starlight, but they were like cast strength ryes finished in apple brandy, and
Hmm.
there was one that was finished in like an orange wine. And those have actually been it because it kind of cuts that rye spice a little bit. Makes it a little more palatable. But now a Kentucky rye is more my
their
more my
ryes are
speed.
really tame though. Their Starlight's ryes. I like Kentucky rye. Not Knob Creek's ryes are really good, I think.
And Dickel Rye too is just MGP, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Dickel doesn't make their rye.
I'm
Eric likes to fact check me. He calls me Whiskey Rain Man.
I was
No,
waiting for him to be like,
I'm just
hang on a
curious.
second and go pick up a bottle.
I think the breadth of distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and it's a 95.5 rye.
Yes.
The breadth of rye is absolutely just like amazing to me because you've got a lot of that the MGP rye is very dilly and spearminty and herbal. You've got Wild Turkey's ryes that are like lemony and like chamomile and like real bready because they're a Kentucky rye. Obviously, you got Knob Creek's ryes that are like black pepper and green apples and ginger. It's just blows my mind. I absolutely love it.
Oh, Sloan, that picture popped up of us again from the last year, and you were mustacheless.
Yeah, I think
It's a pretty prominent stash, though. It's like the reverse Hitler. I like it.
yeah, I think old Rob Stone just liked to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was combing through my books the other night, and I found that photo. I was like, man, that's a damn good one.
Yeah. So, funny story. My wife actually hates my mustache with a burning passion, which is one of the reasons why I keep it. I think it's hilarious. But in the Air Force and then just general society, there's basically two mustache holidays. The Air Force has Mustache March. And then, of course, everybody knows No Shave November.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know that No Shave November is actually about prostate cancer awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mustache March is an Air Force tradition, and it's basically the proverbial middle finger to the ridiculous grooming standards that we have.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, so my mustache has actually not been shaved off since March 1 of last year because
So a month after our year anniversary of doing our podcast with you.
Yep. So March 1 I started growing it, and then I found out that I was going to be deploying to Germany. So needless to say, the wife couldn't make me shave it if I was 6,000 miles away. So I kept it for the entire deployment, and then I got back in October and was going on my R&R, and I was like, I'm not shaving while I'm on R&R. Then I got done with my R&R, and I was like, well, No Shave November only starts in a week.
There you
I'm
go.
not going to shave just to start over. And then I've just told her no since then.
There was a hot minute. There was a hot minute where I had given up. Just everything. I just gave up. When I was doing my renovation this summer, and that was just an ordeal. I was basically 10 months of working 85 hours a week, getting this golf course ready. It was a lot, and I finally was able to take like a small kind of respite vacation there in the end of September. But I just like gave up shaving, and I was like, you know what? I've never tried to grow anything. I'm gonna just see how it goes. And so I just didn't shave for like 3 weeks. God, it was the most Joe Dirt looking shit I've ever seen in my entire
I was
life.
about to ask if you even had to shave when you were done with it.
Oh my God. Like I can grow a mustache. Like I can grow a decent mustache, but everything else is very just like ingrained white trash something. And
Mine,
and so I just
mine
let it
grew
go. It
in,
was just like patchiness. I look like if Shaggy from Scooby Doo just like quit. And it was just like just the rough and Megan's like, yeah, it's time. We got to get.
mine was real patchy, and I had to push through it thanks to my dad's advice. I was like, it's all patchy and looks like crap, and he goes, let it grow. That was it.
Wise words from
Wise man.
wise words from a man of few words.
I'm also not allowed to go just like straight mustache because, like, if I went,
Nobody should be.
if I went,
chomo beyond chomo. It is we can't pull it off.
I mean, my dad, like, in all his Navy buddies, like, I don't know what it was about that generation, but it works for them. But
I know why it works for them, but I'm sure your dad fended them off.
but the problem is, I look exactly like my dad did when he was my age. So the mustache is a no go for Kendra.
What's a mustache ride? I want one. I want one.
No.
Oh my lord. Yeah, so facial hair is not going on here, but it was like the goatee was legit Shaggy. It was just like these spiky looking thing that was just like poking out, and I was just like, oh God, I just there's like a couple of photos that my father-in-law had captured while I was there. I was like, 8 deep in bush lights on the beach, and it's like,
Good old bush lattes.
damn right.
Richard, did you have you gone full beard or anything like that?
The longest that I have ever gone in my entire adult life without shaving was 3 weeks.
But I mean, you've done the mustache, so you know that, like, you start finding out all kinds of hair colors that you didn't even know you had in you.
Yeah, so funny enough, so I've got like dirty blondish hair when it's actually like washed and clean. And then like somewhere around mid sideburn, it goes full ginger.
Yep. That's so obviously a hair color, but like when this started growing in, and obviously it's grown out, but it was like real ginger through here.
I'm about to get off. Okay.
And I've got this patch of just white right here.
Yeah, so my soul patch down to like where it meets like almost like neck beard right here, like this is as blonde gets.
And then now I've got, nice gray coming in too. So I got that going for me.
We getting old, bros.
Oh, that's why we drink. That's why we drink whiskey, the water of life. Apparently, it makes you younger, makes things look younger. I ain't figured that one out yet.
It makes you feel younger and think you can do things like blow fire on your carpet.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Hey,
you remember that?
Hey, you guys remember that time we were on video and Eric tried to blow fire?
that was awesome. Oh Lord, well it's that time for me, boys. We're going to do a sign off here.
All right, well, I've enjoyed it. It's good to see you, Richard.
Sloan, thanks for hopping on. I did the Eric special and just told somebody last minute. Yeah.
Yep, he gave me about 15 minutes, and he was like, "Hey, you want to hop on?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be upstairs in a minute."
Yeah, okay.
That's the warning that I've always given to Eric whenever we're like trying to plan out something. I was like, "All right, well, let's plan this." I was like, "But just be prepared that it won't happen." With 2 kids in my hectic schedule, shit can just go awry.
Yep, I totally get it.
But anyway, Richard, glad you're back in the States and here to stay for a while. Hopefully we'll see you in person soon. And thanks for coming on, man.
Not a problem. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure every time.
Cheers, my friends, and we are signing out.
Cheers.